Um, Unhappy Campers is without a doubt the most hated episode of Hell of a Boss, and I don't think it has to be this way. I think the fact that people actually hate that episode is hilarious to me, because that episode's not really supposed to be taken seriously, like, at all. It has a lot of really weird, absurd, unhinged humor, and honestly, what I want to say is that the writer of Hell of a Boss that's been writing for season 2 episodes, Adam Nalen, he's pretty good at writing absurd, unhinged humor. And he's definitely gotten better at it. And the reason why I know is because when I watched Weeaboo Boo, it actually did unhinged humor really well. Like, humor that was unhinged to the point where it was funny. Like, it was just so absurd. But its absurdity is what made it really funny. And I think Unhappy Campers did have some humor that I thought, okay, this is interesting. Like, it had humor that Hell of a Boss had not really been exposed to yet, and that's probably why people didn't like it, because they weren't used to it. Like, the humor was very different. But it also felt like a season 1 episode, because they were finally getting back to the whole job format again, the mission format. And I really liked that, because the show reminded me of, like, what I loved about the show and why I started watching it in the first place. But I don't think the episode was that bad. Don't get me wrong, it's not a great episode, but it's not terrible either. I think the episode, if you don't take it too seriously, yeah, there probably are some jokes that didn't really land very well, like the incest jokes. And the reason why I think that is because the incest jokes were definitely, like, overused. Like, if they just did one incest joke, or if there wasn't any, like, maybe, let's say, Moxie and Millie disguise as boyfriend and girlfriend, other than brother and sister. Because it's really gross that they end up having sex in front of a bunch of 12-year-olds, but, like, I guess that's the point. Like, that's the unhinged humor. Like, they're literally having sex in front of 12-year-olds. And that scene actually made me laugh really hard because of shock humor. Pure shock humor. I was like, what the fuck? And the fact that they were taking off their clothes so quickly and loudly moaning is just hilarious to me. But I don't think... but in all honesty, overall, the episode was not that bad. I do think Barbie Wire could have been a better, like, focus in the episode. But, and the plot line of Moxie and Millie wasn't really that interesting. But we do see a different side to Millie, sort of, where she's getting attention from people who praise her for her singing and just her overall performing. That doesn't involve killing, because usually she gets praise from killing people. And when she's being praised for something else and being known for something else, then it makes her feel really happy, because she's never really felt this way before. She was like she's admired by a big group of people. But they don't really write it that way. They make it feel like, oh, for once I feel important. They probably could have changed that, but oh well. I definitely would have rewritten it. Or I think what would have been really interesting is that the roles are reversed. Like, Millie is the one who plans the solo mission. Like, she's the one who's calling the shots. And knowing that Blitz trusts her more, he's like, of course, sure, I'm busy, but you can totally handle it. You and Moxie can handle it. And Moxie is the one who is getting distracted. Like, he's the one who's getting distracted from all the kids, and he's the one who's he's the one being distracted from the job, and he is the one who's wanting to crave attention from the other kids. Because based on what the thumbnail was showing me, it seemed like Moxie was getting distracted by all the attention, and Millie was kind of like, okay, we need to focus on the job. Because she's the one holding the knife, and she's the one looking kind of concerned, whereas Moxie seems like he's trying to get the attention, like, everyone look at me. And people like him. Because people like him probably make more sense in some ways, because he is supposed to be playing this sort of, like, popular girl who's, like, an asshole. And sometimes when, you know, popular girls are assholes, like a modern-day Mean Girl or whatever, but, like, I don't know. I mean, I think if the roles were reversed, it would be more interesting because it seems like, because it seems like, Moxie, because Moxie sounds like the type of person who'd be really good with kids, and him knowing that there are 12-year-olds to look up to him would really, like, warm his heart, but also because he's being praised and people are appreciating him, for his talents and him as a person. People are appreciating who he is. And when it's the whole part of, I feel like I'm important, like I'm somebody to be proud of, I think that part would have been really interesting. But, like, they still have a fight where, you know, one character is like, no, I'm not doing that. But I think what also makes it really powerful that Millie was the one who stood up to Moxie is because it gives her, like, agency. She's making her own decision, being like, no, I will not do that. Because we don't really see that from her, where she snaps and she's like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not doing that with you. Because that seems like something that Luna would more so do, because Luna has more attitude problems. She's more like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, I don't know. I think it's a good way to give female characters agency. Let them give themselves a chance where they can say no, or they can, like, make their own decisions, you know, because it's a big part of agency. But yeah, I think the episode definitely could have been written better, but it's not that bad, guys. I think the fact that people hate it so much is what makes the episode so funny to me. Like, I'm like, oh my god, people hate this episode. Oh my god. Like, the episode was hard to watch for portions of time, and it isn't the best episode. Like, it does have very weird humor that we were not expecting, but I do think that the absurd, unhinged humor does get better. Sometimes it does go too far. Like, I'm kind of like, what the fuck am I watching? But then again, this is the time where, like, I think the absurd humor is still trying to land, but isn't exactly there. But it's a good try. I mean, they tried making this episode, and I think this episode in a way is memorable to me because I remember when I watched it, like, this was a summer episode. Like, this is the episode that came out in the summer, and I thought, this is fun to watch. Like, yeah, I know, even though Hell of a Boss is, like, not super duper well written, it definitely is a comfort show of mine. Like, it's a fun show to watch. It's just that the later episodes are harder to watch because they're just really sad and kind of slow too. And I am excited for season 3, but I really want there to be, like, more, like, humor. Maybe season 4 will be more humorous, but the reason why I watched Hell of a Boss is because I wanted to be engaged with the humor. I wanted to be a show that I just wouldn't have to take so seriously, because it feels like people take a lot of things too seriously these days, and I feel like they shouldn't as much, because, you know, not everything's going to be for everybody. I just don't think Hell of a Boss, especially Hell of a Boss Season 2, is as bad as people make it out to be. It's not as bad. I don't think the show overall is as bad as they make it out to be. It's not.